Hey everybody, it's Flyin Ryan here with a review of the Helic Max Sky Vampire. Now this is essentially a clone of the X6 Tarantula, though it is, slightly redesigned, has a little bit new look to it, new landing legs, and then something I was most interested in is it has a new and different anti-vibration mount here for the camera, so I was hoping that that would help solve some of the jello wobble issues that the X6 Tarantula had. However, it did not. This is still pretty wobbly, quite a bit of jello wobble in the footage. I mean, you can see it kind of has a little bit of a springy tendency to it, so I feel like it almost maybe even amplifies vibrations. But yeah, still not a great video platform. However, it still does fly really nice like the X6 Tarantula does. A little bit sporty. I feel like maybe this is a little less sporty than the Tarantula, but still pretty sporty flying. But the main thing that this has over the X6 Tarantula is that it now has an altitude hold mode, so it'll hold its hover using a barometer and air pressure, and that makes it much better for aerial video. And if you're a new flyer, you're not struggling with throttle management and constantly climbing and falling. So that's really the main new feature, other than the different look, which I think I kind of personally prefer the look of this. I think it looks pretty neat. However, as you can see, it does have red LEDs in the front and green in the back, which is backwards from my preference. But it does have these red eye LEDs as well, so I guess red all across the front makes a little more sense than if these were green and the eyes were still red. And plus, being called the Sky Vampire, red is kind of the theme here, so it makes sense. But for me, I always my brain just tends to want to have green in the front. But anyway, let's move on. This is the transmitter here, so nice hobby grade style transmitter with sticks and big size, fits in your hands well. Let's see, we can recalibrate the accelerometers by holding both sticks down left and both sticks down right. So I think one is the accelerometer and one is headless mode, so just do both sticks in both directions to do all your recalibrations. We've got 3 different rates, which is the left face bump button here. I think that's what I was talking about. This one here changes through our 3 different rates, and it only has 1 yaw rate, but it's a good yaw rate. It's not too slow, not too fast. We can do flips by hitting the right face button here, so a little bit awkward when you're trying to fly and reach down and hit that and then do your flip, but you hit that and then move the right stick in whatever direction you want to flip. Our middle left button here, this one on the left in these center 3, is headless mode. And then our middle right button, so this one over here, is return to home, which just uses headless mode to fly backwards. So if headless mode isn't properly calibrated, return to home may be any which direction. And then this middle button here is our altitude hold button. So once you get to the height you want, you hit that button and it's going to hold that height, and now your throttle does nothing. It becomes completely functionless. So you can't change the altitude hold while it's turned on. You've got to set it where you want it, and then it'll stay there until you turn it off. So a little bit awkward there, but that way you don't have to deal with a self-centering stick, and when you're flying normal without altitude off or without altitude hold on, then you can fly like normal. So I kind of like that way. To operate the camera, we use the throttle trim button here. You press up to turn on the video and down to take a picture. And I think that covers it for the transmitter. It looks like that's about it. We'll look at what it comes with. We do get a full set of spare props. We also have a USB card reader, a screwdriver, and some screws. Comes with a wall charger here that plugs into the balance plug of the battery. And the battery is a 2S LiPo 1200 milliamp hour, so nice big powerful battery with the standard JST plug, so pretty traditional, easy to use a hobby grade charger with it if you want. Let's see. Oh, the LEDs are pretty hard to see in the daylight. However, you can clearly see the colored plastic, but when it comes to the LVC warning, they're pretty hard to see, and you usually won't notice the actual the blinking for the LVC warning. So I thought I was a little disappointed with that. You got to kind of keep it close when your battery's about done so you can see when that blinking starts. Let's see, charge time on the battery. We've got an hour and 45 minutes to charge with the stock charger, and you get about 9 minutes and 20-second long flights with a 25-second LVC warning, so nearly 10-minute long flights. This does require FAA registration if you are in the US. It is 346 grams total flight weight with the battery and camera and landing gear and everything attached. So that does require that you are licensed with the FAA if you are in America. I don't know all the other rules in other countries, but 346 grams is the total flying weight. And let's see, any other details on this one? Checking my notes. No, did I say the camera is 2 megapixel 720 HD, so pretty decent. I think the X6 Tarantula was a 5 megapixel 1080p, so the camera quality is a little bit worse, but it still has a bunch of jello wobbles, so it's not really that usable as aerial video quad. But yeah, that covers it, so let's go take it for a flight. Alright, this is the flight review of the Helic Max Sky Vampire. Basically a slightly redesigned X6 Tarantula clone. Got the big old camera on it. Go ahead and do some flying and then some aerial video. A little bit of a breeze out today. We've only got one yaw rate, that's our yaw rate there. Whoa, wind's tossing it around. Let me put it up on high rate so I can fight this wind. You can see we got quite a bit of pitch, so it can get fairly sporty. The yaw is a little bit slow. There's our full yaw, or funnel there. Do some flips. A little bit awkward to hit the face button and do a flip. Not bad on the flips. Alright, now let's get a little bit of height. And now I hit the center face button and it should begin height holding. Man, the wind's really tossing around up there. So it looks like I was doing pretty well. Now my stick doesn't do anything, so when I move the stick it has no effect. It's just holding its height. It looks like it's doing pretty good at that. Let's go ahead and hit up throttle trim to start the camera. Do a little bit of filming while I'm in height hold there. So I'm just kind of moving around with the right stick, fighting the wind, and it's holding its height on its own. I'm not doing anything with the throttle. Can still adjust the yaw and turn. And there is quite a bit of jello wobble with the camera. Alright, so it looks like height hold works pretty well. I'll go ahead and turn that off so I can go back to manual control, maybe try a little bit more height. It is a little more windy than I thought though. So I don't want to get up there too high, it's going to get even more windy probably. cracking up right now. Kind of do some faster flying while filming. With the wind there, picking up some speed. Alright, go ahead and stop the video. Just go back to doing some flying. Looks like it's handling the wind pretty well. It's getting tossed around a little bit, but it's got the power to do it. And staying pretty stable. That's full pitch into the wind there. And then with the wind, come back. I feel like it's maybe not quite as sporty as the X6 Tarantula. I think the pitch and yaw has been turned down a little bit. Flies nice and smooth though. Alright, well I think that was really all there is to show, so let's bring her back in for a landing. Not bad. Alright, well that was that. That's the Helic Max Sky Vampire. Pretty cool looking X6 Tarantula redesign, clone, whatever you're going to call it. But a little bit different landing gear and a little bit different design on the canopy there. But basically the same size and stuff. So yeah, if you think this one looks cooler than the X6, or you never picked up the X6 and you're still looking to get one, this may be one worth considering. Alright, we'll check the video description for price and purchase links. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.